Hello everybody, I'm Scrubby Scrubs and I want to talk to you today about loot boxes because everybody seems to be talking about loot boxes, but I'm bringing a different spin on loot boxes. Everybody's bitching and complaining about these AAA games coming out with these loot boxes in their $60 premium game. And yes, in fact, that is an issue to spend money on fucking loot boxes on a $60 game or a premium gold edition game. You know, all these AAA companies are like, get the silver edition or the gold edition or the platinum edition for only $126, or get the collector's edition for $400. I mean, there's all sorts of issues with the AAA industry, or just the gaming industry in general. But as far as these loot boxes go, we have Battlefront 2 that is coming out. In the beta, they showed off their loot boxes, and apparently they had some star cards in there where they are showing off that apparently you can get cards that will upgrade apparently your weapons, certain heroes in the game. Each tier of cards have different abilities. Like Boba Fett, you can get 10% resistance, I guess. The epic version of that is 100% resistance. So yeah, there is a big issue as far as the curve of exploitability in these cards. So the more that you dump money at EA with Battlefront 2, the more chances you're going to get that epic loot, and you'll be ahead of the curve as far as other players that are playing the game. And then you have Shadow of War, right? And that was a big controversy because that they were not shy about bringing up their loot boxes. And it's just a strange thing too, because this is not a multiplayer game. This is a single player game for the most part. I am kind of playing it right now. I bought the base game and I plan on trying to play through it, and I'm going to do a review on that later without buying any kind of loot from their loot boxes. But apparently it's kind of a grind if you're trying to get to the end game and you want to complete it efficiently with not grinding hours after hours after hours. Apparently there is a bit of a grind wall that you hit, and if you want to really get the end game, it's more encouraged and thrown in your face about the loot boxes. Now, I haven't got to that point, and right now I'm having a good time, but we'll see. But yeah, those are good arguments as far as the issue with loot boxes. Now, what I want to talk about more is this argument about how loot boxes is this new way of gambling and how it's exposing children to gambling, triggering kids into this addictive gambling personality. I keep hearing it and hearing it. That's bullshit. I'm sorry, but I really think that it's complete crap to say that children are being exposed to a gambling element. This is gambling, right? You got people going as far as going to the ESRB, the Entertainment Software Ratings Board, to complain and try to make an argument that these AAA companies are incorporating some type of digital gambling on their games and that they need to be rated adult. And what's interesting is the ESRB had, responded to them and said, sorry, that's not the case. And they used a good example, I believe, with, let's just say Pokemon. And you buy a $5 pack or $4.99, whatever it is. That's an expensive pack. You get 15 cards or something like that, and you don't get it. Well, guess what? You bought the value of, you paid $5 and you probably got, 25 cents worth of cards. So you're gambling in that sense already. Now that's interesting because I, as a parent of 2 kids, my son, he plays Pokemon, and I buy him Pokemon cards, and it's something fun. I enjoy playing with him because I find that more entertaining. We can sit down and play a table, card game with each other. But there is that addictive side of it that, you want to pull out that nice EX card. And my son totally has that. He just got some birthday money, and you know what? When we were in Target, the first thing you want to do is buy 2 single packs of Pokemon cards, which I'm like, dude, you can just get a whole box and you save yourself some money. But I'm not trying to encourage him to spend that much money on freaking Pokemon cards. But anyways, he bought $10 worth of Pokemon cards, and he got jack diddly squat. And he was pretty bummed out about it. And I was like, you know what? That's good for him. He just spent $10, and he didn't get anything. And guess what? He learns that $10 will not get you an EA card. It's not guaranteed. But as far as this digital loot box thing, If a child is having issues with loot boxes because they're buying tons of loot boxes digitally, then the issue isn't the child, it's the parent. And yes, I'm saying it, the parents are the problem here, not the AAA games that are coming out. Now, the AAA games that are coming out with the loot boxes that are holding you back to either completing it or having an optimal performance, that's a different story. But to be making the argument that, well, children are now gambling, that's bullshit. It's the parent's problem that if the kids are spending tons of money on loot boxes because they're addicted to it, then you know what? The parents need to be like, dude, no, I'm cutting you off. Give me my credit card. You're not getting any more allowance. Whatever. It's like the parent's responsibility. I have 2 kids. And one game that in particular that I play a lot, and I also play with my son, and my son plays a lot, is Overwatch, right? And Overwatch, I feel like, does it pretty much the right way. Do I like it? Not all the time, because there's legendary skins that I want and I want to earn. But at the same time, I don't need it, and it's not going to affect my performance in the game. Now, if it did, I'd have a huge problem with it. But what's interesting is my child, who plays the game and enjoys the game and loves the game, hasn't once ever asked me, can I buy some loot crates? Because I really want this epic Diva skin. He really likes Diva. And so, you know, in reality, he wants to continue playing it and earn enough experience to then get that next loot box and open it to hope to get to it. And so, I don't really think that there's an issue. I know people, and I have friends, that they let their kids play all sorts of app games on the phone. And there's a real big problem, and I think that's really where it's stemming from, are a lot of these app games on the phone. Yeah, they might be a light product or a free product, but there's a paywall behind that, and you can only progress further by opening crates, by opening some kind of currency to help you progress faster, more boost in your experience. And I have a lot of friends that their kids are playing on their phones, and the kids come over, hey, I can't progress any further. I really want to get further in this game. Can I buy $10 of whatever, some weird ass currency? And so, you know, the parents go ahead and fork over the money. Now the issue is this shit is too popular. It keeps happening over and over again, and parents continue to keep endorsing this to their children and say, hey, yeah, no problem. I'll go ahead and buy you $10 worth of this weird currency in order for you to progress through the game. Was this other game causing you that same problem? Here's another $10. There's another game? Oh yeah, you need $20? Here you go, here's that $20. Who is really incentivizing the kids and encouraging them to spend that money to gamble? It's just like, I guess I'm just tired of people making the argument that it's the kids, they're targeting the kids. And in reality, it's like, dude, no, these AAA companies, I think they're smarter than that. I think they're targeting us adults that have compulsive issues and spend too much money on bullshit. So, you know, it's like, instead of veering the focus on the kids, let's veer it towards like, hey, there's a real issue, just like there's a real issue with diabetes in the world, and too many people are eating processed food and processed sugars and consuming too much processed shit. And there's a huge epidemic of diabetes, even though we have a tremendous amount of study that shows the issue with diabetes, people continue to still eat shitty food and get diabetes. Whose fault is it? Well, it's not obviously the people that are producing the scientific evidence that's showing that, hey, sugar and processed carbs and processed foods are creating a horrible effect of diabetes in our culture. It's the people that continue to eat that processed food and eat that way that is affecting their lifestyle. And so what I'm here to say and just argue is that it is not the AAA company's fault if you have a child that is addicted to opening loot boxes. It is the parents' fault for incentivizing and giving your kids the option to do that. That's all I really have to say. Sorry if I've sounded all heated up. This is my first video, so if you do like it, hit like. If you don't like it, dislike. And if you want to leave a comment, go ahead. I'm curious what you guys have to say. Sorry if I rambled on too long, but again, this is my first time, so I'm kind of new at this. So just, give me a break, man. But anyways, this is Scrubby Scrub, and, guys, have a good day. And just remember, have some self-control, dude. You don't have to buy 40 loot boxes for $50, okay? I just bought the Shadow of what is it? Shadow of War, and I plan on going through the game without buying a single loot box. And if you can't enjoy the game because you feel like you have to buy loot boxes, don't buy the game then. Okay? It's as simple as that, all right? And if you're nervous about your kids, you got kids out there and you're nervous about them gambling, don't buy them the fucking game. It's as simple as that.